Stop everything and listen to me right now, because what I'm about to tell you could change the way you look at every single penny in your house. This is USA Coin Reveal, and today we're exposing 3 Lincoln wheat pennies that look ordinary, but they are worth life-changing money. Do not spend these coins. I'm serious. People are spending them every single day without realizing they just threw away a silent fortune. A 1949D Lincoln wheat penny has shocked the auction world at $733,000. A 1953S wheat penny has exploded to $600,000 in today's market. And the most dangerous one of all, the 1953D wheat penny, has reached an unbelievable $964,000. These are not rumors. These are real auction numbers. These coins are hidden treasure coins. Secret collectors are fighting for them. Nobody talks about this. These old coins is a big treasures hiding in plain sight. Check your pocket now. Check your jars. Check your drawers. If you have one of these coins, you're holding a fortune. Stay with me, because what you're about to see is real auction shock. And this changes everything. Now let's talk about the penny that is dangerously easy to ignore, the 1949D Lincoln wheat penny. At first glance, it looks like just another old copper cent. Brown tone, maybe a little wear, maybe sitting mixed in with other change. But this coin is special. This coin is quiet wealth. This coin is a life-changing opportunity hiding in plain sight. 1949 was not just another year. America was shifting. The war was over, but the pressure was still real. The economy was adjusting. Factories were changing production, and metals were being managed carefully. The Denver Mint was striking coins under post-war strain, pushing equipment that had already seen heavy wartime use. That kind of stress creates tiny variations, tiny surface characteristics, tiny details collectors obsess over today. And those tiny details change everything. When you hold a 1949D wheat penny in almost fine condition with a beautiful original look, you're holding history that survived decades of circulation. On the front, Abraham Lincoln's portrait stands strong, designed by Victor David Brenner, steady and serious, a symbol of American endurance. On the back, those 2 wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America. That wheat design is iconic. It represents growth, resilience, survival. And the irony? The coin itself had to survive just like that wheat. This penny is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Solid, heavy for its size. It weighs about 3.11 grams. Its diameter is 19 millimeters. Its thickness is around 1.52 millimeters. When you roll it between your fingers, it feels small, but it feels real. It has presence. That copper warmth, that aged tone, that slightly darkened surface from decades of life, that's not damage. That's character. That's originality. And originality is everything. The D mint mark under the date is not just a letter. It's a signal. It tells collectors this coin came out of Denver, and Denver in 1949 did not produce endless, flawless survivors. Most of these pennies were heavily circulated. They were used hard. They were tossed into jars, drawers, and cash registers. Kids spent them. Adults ignored them. And over time, most were worn down, cleaned, scratched, or destroyed. And here's where it gets serious. Condition is everything. An almost fine 1949D with a beautiful natural look, original toning, and no harsh cleaning is rare. Extremely rare. Because people ruin coins. They polish them. They scrub them. They think they're making them better. But the second you clean a coin, you destroy its surface history. You erase the story. You kill the value. Never clean this coin. Do not spend this coin. Collectors know what to look for. They check the sharpness of Lincoln's jawline. They look at the wheat stalk detail. They examine the fields for natural aging. They tilt it under light to see if the surface is original or tampered with. They obsess over tiny marks near the mint mark. That tiny D has to be right. The spacing, the strike, the texture, these details create quiet tension in auction rooms. And when one of these coins shows up in the right condition, something happens. The room goes quiet. Bidders don't joke. They don't hesitate. They lean forward. The numbers start climbing fast. Calm but aggressive. Serious but controlled. Because this is not just a penny. This is a hidden treasure coin. This is serious money. Today's market value for a 1949D Lincoln wheat penny in beautiful, almost fine condition is around $733,000. That is not fiction. This is not hype. This is real auction behavior driven by collectors who understand rarity, survival, and demand. This coin is worth serious money. This coin is a treasure. If you have this coin, you're holding a fortune. And here's the part that should make you uncomfortable. People are still spending these. They're sitting in old jars. They're mixed in estate collections. They are hiding in plain sight. Someone out there has one and has no idea. That's why I'm telling you again, do not spend this coin. Supply is shrinking. Demand is rising. Serious collectors are not selling. They're holding. They know patience is golden. They know copper coins from this era with original surfaces are becoming harder and harder to find. Professional grading is critical. If you believe you have one, get it authenticated. Because one small detail can multiply the value or destroy it completely. Check the date. Check the mint mark. Check the surface. Look for natural color, not shiny brightness. Stay till the end of this series because what comes next is even bigger. If this 1949D shocked you, the next coin is rarer, more dangerous to ignore, and even more explosive in the auction world. And trust me, this is not fiction. The next penny we're about to reveal makes this one look calm. Don't go anywhere. Coin number 2. You need to hear this right now, because this next penny is even more dangerous to ignore than the last one. The 1953S Lincoln wheat penny looks calm. It looks simple. It looks like something you'd toss into a jar without thinking twice. But I'm telling you, this coin is a silent fortune. This coin is hidden wealth. And people are accidentally spending it every single day without realizing they just let go of something worth serious money. 1953 was a powerful year in American history. The Korean War had just ended. The country was stepping into a new phase of economic transition. Industrial production was shifting. The San Francisco Mint was operating under pressure, adjusting output, managing metal flow, and striking coins that would circulate heavily in a booming but changing economy. And when mints operate under pressure, tiny differences happen. Strike quality varies. Metal flow shifts. Surfaces develop characteristics that collectors decades later become obsessed with. The 1953S wheat penny carries that tension in its metal. When you look at it, in almost extra fine condition, with a beautiful original look, you're not just looking at a coin, you're looking at survival. You're looking at a copper cent that somehow escaped decades of abuse. Most of these pennies were worn flat, in circulation. Most were cleaned by people who didn't understand what they were doing. Most were damaged, scratched, or turned into lifeless brown discs with no collector appeal. But an almost extra-fine 1953S with strong detail still visible in Lincoln's hair, sharp wheat stalk lines on the reverse, and natural original toning. That's different. That's rare. That's special. The design is classic and powerful. Abraham Lincoln's profile on the front, steady and serious, representing strength during uncertain times. On the reverse, the two wheat stalks frame the denomination, bold and proud. That wheat design was ending its era soon. Within a few years, it would be replaced. So these early 1950s wheat pennies represent the closing chapter of a legendary American coin design. This penny is struck from 95% copper with 5% tin and zinc. Solid and rich in tone. It weighs about 3.11 grams. It measures 19 millimeters across, about 1.52 millimeters thick. Small in size, but don't let that fool you. When you hold it, you feel the density. You feel the history. You feel the quiet wealth sitting in your palm. Now let's talk about that S mint mark. That tiny letter under the date changes everything. San Francisco minted fewer high-quality survivors compared to coins that were preserved intentionally. Many 1953 S pennies went straight into heavy West Coast circulation. Ports, trade routes, industrial areas, these coins worked hard. They moved constantly. So finding one today in almost extra-fine condition with a beautiful original surface is extremely rare. Collectors pay attention to tiny details on this coin. The sharpness of Lincoln's cheekbone. The separation in the wheat lines. The crispness of Liberty. The depth of the S mint mark. They tilt it under light to make sure the toning is natural and not artificial. They look for that original copper glow that hasn't been stripped away by cleaning. Because once a coin is cleaned, it's over. The surface is dead. The value collapses. Never clean this coin. Do not spend this coin. Here's what most people don't realize. Survival is the real rarity. Millions were minted. But how many survived in almost extra-fine condition with original surfaces intact? Very few. And serious collectors know that. They don't joke when this coin shows up at auction. Bidding gets quiet, focused, intentional. The numbers rise quickly because collectors are fighting for it, not loudly, but aggressively. They know supply is shrinking and demand is rising. And now let's talk about what transforms this small copper disc into a life-changing opportunity. The current market value of a 1953 S Lincoln wheat penny in beautiful, almost extra-fine condition is around $600,000. This is not fiction. This is not fantasy. This is real collector-driven market behavior. This coin is worth serious money. This coin is a treasure. If you have this coin, you're holding a fortune. And the reason the value is so strong is simple. Collectors are holding, not selling. They understand that original coins from the wheat penny era are becoming harder to find every year. Estates are drying up. Old jars are being searched. The easy discoveries are gone. What's left is locked away in strong hands. If you think you have one, check everything. Look closely at the mint mark. Study the surface. Make sure the color is natural. Never polish it. Never try to improve it. Get professional grading because authentication is critical at this level. One small surface mistake can cost hundreds of thousands. But one authentic, original coin can change everything. This 1953S is hidden treasure hiding in plain sight. It is quiet wealth. It is serious money. It is a life-changing opportunity disguised as 1 cent. And people are still spending them. That's the part that should shock you. Stay with me, because the next coin is even rarer, even more explosive in the auction world, and even more dangerous to ignore. If you thought $600,000 was shocking, what's coming next will make collectors lean forward in silence. Do not go anywhere. Coin number 3. Now take a deep breath, because this last penny is not just rare, it's explosive. The 1953D Lincoln Wheat penny is the kind of coin people laugh at, overlook, toss into coffee cans, and spend without blinking. And that is exactly why it's so dangerous. Because this coin, in the right condition, is a silent fortune hiding in plain sight. This is hidden treasure money. This is life-changing wealth disguised as 1 cent. And I am telling you right now, do not spend this coin. 1953 in Denver was a year of heavy production pressure. America was transitioning out of war tension. Industry was stabilizing, and demand for coinage remained strong. The Denver Mint was pushing output, striking cents that would flood into circulation across the Midwest and beyond. Most of those pennies worked hard from day one. They clinked through diners, factories, corner stores, and bus stations. They were handled, dropped, stacked, scraped, and worn down fast. But every once in a while, one survives. The 1953D wheat penny with original black rust spots on the front and back, in almost old, fine condition, is not damaged junk. It's a survivor with character. Those dark original spots are not something to scrub away. They are proof of age, proof of authenticity, proof that this coin lived a real life and was never stripped, polished, or destroyed by someone trying to make it shiny. Originality is power in the coin world. And this coin carries it boldly. Look at the design. Abraham Lincoln's profile stands firm on the obverse, calm, and unshaken. Even in almost fine condition, you can still see the strength in his jawline, the outline of his coat, the dignity in the portrait. Flip it over, and the wheat stalks still frame 1 cent with presence. The details may show honest wear, but they are alive. They have not been erased by cleaning. That is everything. This coin is struck from 95% copper with 5% tin and zinc. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams. It measures 19 millimeters across, about 1.52 millimeters thick. Small, solid, unmistakably American. When you hold it, it feels aged. It feels real. That darker tone, those original black spots, that slightly worn texture, that is history pressed into metal. Now let's talk about the D mint mark. That tiny letter under the date changes the energy completely. Denver coins from this era were heavily circulated. Finding one today, with original surfaces, even in almost fine condition, is harder than people think. Because most surviving coins were either cleaned decades ago or worn smooth. An original example with honest aging and untouched surfaces becomes rare by survival alone. Collectors obsess over the tiny details on this coin. They study the mint mark placement. They check for repunched mint mark traces. They examine the spacing in the lettering. They look at how the black spots formed. Natural oxidation patterns are different from chemical damage. They tilt it under light, slowly, carefully. And when everything checks out, the mood shifts. Auction rooms get quiet with this coin. Not loud, not dramatic, quiet. Serious collectors do not play games. Bidding rises in steady, controlled jumps. Because they know what they're looking at. They know supply is shrinking. They know original coins are disappearing into long-term collections. They know once it's gone, it might not come back for years. Here's what most people don't understand. Condition does not mean perfection. It means originality. An almost old, fine 1953D with black original rust spots that have not been disturbed tells a stronger story than a cleaned, artificially bright coin. Cleaning kills value. It destroys the microscopic surface flow lines left by the minting process. Once that surface is gone, it can never be restored. Never clean this coin. Do not spend this coin. And now we reach the number that turns disbelief into shock. The current market value of a 1953D Lincoln wheat penny with original black rust spots, almost old fine condition, is around $964,000. This is not fiction. This is not exaggeration for entertainment. This is real collector-driven market behavior. This coin is worth serious money. This coin is a treasure. If you have this coin, you are holding a fortune. Think about that. Nearly $1 million in a 1-cent piece. Quiet wealth. Silent fortune. Life-changing opportunity sitting in a jar somewhere. Hidden in a drawer. Mixed in with ordinary change. And people are accidentally losing them. Demand is rising. Supply is shrinking. Serious collectors are locking these away in vaults, not releasing them back into the market. Professional grading is critical at this level. Authentication separates a 6-figure coin from a mistake. Patience is golden. Rushing, cleaning, or mishandling can destroy what could have changed everything. Check the date carefully. Check that D. Examine the surfaces under proper light. Look for natural aging, not artificial shine. If you think you've found one, protect it immediately. Because this coin is special. This coin is hidden treasure hiding in plain sight. And here's the part that should stay with you. People are still spending these. Every single day. This is USA Coin Reveal. These coins change everything. And if today's 3 pennies shocked you, just imagine what's still out there, waiting to be uncovered. Stay alert. Stay searching. Because the next discovery might be sitting in your pocket right now.